Hi, our lesson today is going to be about double tonguing on the trumpet. Double tonguing is a technique used in classical music that you get to a point when you're single tonguing that you can't play any faster, and double tonguing is a technique that you use to enable yourself to play faster. I'll give you a brief example and then I'll kind of explain the technique. If I was single tonguing 16th notes on an F scale, this is about as fast as I can play it. That's about as fast as I can go if I was single tonguing. Now if I'm double tonguing, I can go a little bit faster. So there's definitely some times when you're playing music that you need to play faster notes, where double tonguing will enable you to do that and single tonguing will not. Basically what you're doing when you're double tonguing is you're taking your tongue. When you single tongue, you start each note with ta. So ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, just like that. Double tonguing, you're actually utilizing two different parts of your tongue to make the sound in your instrument. So you're actually using the front part of your tongue for the T sound or the ta sound, and you're saying ka at the same time using the back part of your tongue against the roof of your mouth. So instead of one stroke from your tongue, you're actually utilizing two. So what I was playing or saying into my trumpet was actually taka taka ta, taka taka ta, taka taka ta, taka taka tam. To practice that in any exercise, if you're going to play the same exercise I just played, the first thing you want to do is single tongue it, which is what I did the first time I played it. To get more comfortable with the ka sound, which you're not going to be real comfortable with at first, you want to use just the ka sound. So it'll sound a little strange the first time you try and do it. So there you're actually just using the ka sound. So when I'm speaking that into my trumpet, it's ka 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 ka, ka 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 ka, ka 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 ka. It feels probably very awkward, but you'll get used to it. And then the last thing that when you play an exercise, after you feel comfortable just using the ka sound, the last thing you're going to do is do a slow double tongue, where you actually do the ta ka ta ka ta, ta ka ta ka ta, which sounds like this. There you're starting to get familiar with the double tonguing, but you're not going so fast as you're not sure what you're doing. You want to take it slow enough that you make sure you're getting the ta and the ka clear into your trumpet. The goal is to have your ka syllable sound just like your ta syllable, so that you can't really, if someone was listening to you play, they couldn't differentiate whether you were actually double tonguing or single tonguing. The best way to get the ka sound to sound like your ta is to just practice the ka sound, like the second step of our double tonguing. In doing so, you're going to build up the ka sound, make that stronger, and try to get it to sound more like the ta sound. So if you're playing that F exercise, 16th notes, 1/8 note and an eighth rest in 2/4. You're going to start, first thing you do is the single tongue, ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, which gets you familiar with the actual, how the exercise sounds. That's just the cuss, or just the ta sound. Now secondly, after you do that and you're familiar with the exercise and comfortable with it, then you move on to just the ka sound, because you want the ka sound to sound just like the ta. After you are familiar with that sound and you get the sounds to sound familiar, the ka and the ta to sound pretty close to similar, then you actually go through and play it at the slower tempo. Taka taka ta, taka taka ta. Okay. Once you're familiar with that, it sounds good, you're comfortable with it, then what you do in order to play faster is you're going to speed it up little by little. So if you have a metronome, you could set it to whatever tempo you started at and then increase it, or just do little by little. So if that was my tempo, taka taka ta, taka taka ta, taka taka ta, taka taka ta. Now I'm going to go a little faster. Taka taka ta, taka taka ta. Not too much, just a little bit. Ready? After you play that and you're comfortable with it, you're familiar with it, you could move on and play it a little bit faster. If I was playing taka taka ta, taka taka ta, you're just going to go a little bit faster. Taka taka ta, taka taka ta. Ready? After you have that down, what I would recommend doing is actually recording yourself practicing that, using an iPod or your phone or computer. Record yourself, listen to it. If it sounds pretty close, you know, you can definitely tell what you're playing, it feels comfortable, it sounds good, then move on and actually do that little by little until you're playing your double tonguing as fast as you want to play it. This is the practice technique that you should really use with anything that you're double tonguing. You want to play it single tongued first, practice it with just the ka sound so that you get more comfortable with that, and then slow, start slow, whatever you're double tonguing, and then build up the tempo little by little so that you're very comfortable with it at a slower tempo before you try to play it fast. And that double tonguing is a trumpet technique that you use to enable yourself to play faster, and I hope this lesson helps. Thanks.